century. This guy have now brought his sorcery within the ranks. Now, Sigmund Freud is from France. He's behind the mindset to get people to buy and to deal with insatiable appetites and how to tap into that insatiable appetite and make money off of it. His cousin, seeing that there was something within man, well, Sigmund Freud found out that there was something within man in which that was insatiable, that they can use through advertisement to actually buy. If they advertise, they can sell cigarettes even though people didn't want to smoke. They can sell alcohol even though people didn't want to drink. They found that if they can tap into the individualism in the man, that you can use that to make money. They use that same mental programming in Jehovah's Witnesses to make them want and to want to become part of the religion and to stay in it. They use Sigmund Freud's psychoanalysis to keep the people within the ranks of Jehovah's Witnesses. Not to have them fear God himself. Not to fear God's punishment, but fear the wrath that they use within their own programming. So now you're fearing that you're going to lose everything if you're not with these people. And these people are not with God, mind you. They'll tell you there's no such thing as hell. Christ already came. So you fear them more than you fear God yourself. It was a Sigmund Freud programming. Read.
Freud was able, it says, David Bacon's book, Sigmund Freud and the Jewish Mystical Tradition, documents some of the Kabbalistic occult roots to psychoanalysts. Freud was a B'nai B'rith member.
So Freud was also a Satanist. He was also a sorcerer. Sigmund Freud was a Jewish Satanist. He was a Mason. Studied the mind, the psychosis of a man, and broke them down through psychology. These are all Jewish people now, with the same idea, and they have focused that idea towards so-called, like the person is bringing out here, the sister bringing out here, minorities. They set this up to target God's people at the very end. The majority of people that are actually knocking on doors and all that in our neighborhoods are minorities. Read.
Jews referred to Russell as a great friend of the Jewish people.
He was a great friend of the Jewish people. No, he was Jewish himself. He was set up to do this in the New World. Why? It's easy to get people to go into this program when they're dejected, have no idea who they are, and they're used to being rejected. What other people can you convert? People that have no sense of understanding when it comes to the Bible and who and where they fit in the Bible. These people were open game for the European Masonic religions that were coming over to the New World. They were open game. Read.
And Russell did love them, even those who were secular humanists. I feel great sympathy for the Jews in their unbelief. One of the undeniable leaders of the Jewish people are the Rothschilds. Pastor Russell wrote the Rothschilds several letters. The connections that Charles Taze Russell, his family, and his organization had with the Rothschilds, the Morgans, and other Illuminati figures is just part of the overwhelming circumstantial evidence that Charles Taze Russell was connected to the Illuminati.
That Charles Taze Russell was what?
Charles Taze Russell was connected to the Illuminati.
Charles Taze Russell was connected to the Illuminati. The Illuminati followed the Illuminate ones. The Illuminate one, they believe, is Lucifer. And mind you, the majority of the Christian sects we see in America and that are spread throughout the earth from America till this day came out of Europe into America during a pivotal point in history when God's people were actually freed from so-called slavery and were looking back towards finding, they was looking for themselves in this Bible. They was trying to find out who they were. They were lost. They understood who they were as slaves. They were connected to their slavery. But when they were released, they was looking to gravitate towards something. And here you got Charles Taze Russell Joseph Smith. All these different pastors coming with this different religion to prey on these poor. Instead of telling them that they're the people that are in the Bible. They use religion to bring them over into Satan. They use religion to bring them under their Masonic god, Jabulan, or Jehovah, or Jah, or Yah. Read.
Edith Starr Miller, a researcher into international politics.
I need you to get this one thing I want. I can't read the whole document. It's a lot. I just need you to get this one thing. So you got Sigmund Freud, a sorcerer. He linked into it. You got the Zionists. You got the bankers, J.P. Morgan, linked into the Jehovah's Witnesses. It's witchcraft on a high level. Start here. Why would Jews? Read that.
Why would Jews support the Christian pastor Russell?
Why would Jews support the Christian pastor Charles Taze Russell? That's the question in this document. Read.
Obviously, today the Watchtower Society, Jehovah's Witnesses, would be a good investment. And for someone who is trying to destroy the power of Christianity, the Watchtower Society is a very powerful investment.
Read that again.
And for someone who is trying to destroy the power of Christianity.
If you're trying to destroy the power of Christianity, what it stood for with Christ, read.
The Watchtower Society is a very powerful investment.
You would invest in the Watchtower, in the Jehovah's Witnesses, because that's exactly what they do. They destroy the understanding of the true Christianity that Christ and the disciples gave his people. So the Jewish people invested into Jehovah's Witnesses as an aim to destroy God's people. And they do a good job at it. Read.
The society targets minorities.
It's targeted who?
The society targets minorities.
Let me tell you, it's not by chance the people they convert. They target minorities. Read.
And the lower class for recruitment.
And they target the lower class for recruitment. That's why they were set up. They're aimed towards the lower class. They're not looking to convert people to Christ. They can care less about your soul. They target you. Why? Because they know you're searching for the truth. So they have to get in before the Most High give truth to you. Read.
So it isn't quite the threat to someone in the power structure.
So they do this. They recruit the poor and the minority. So because they first of all, they think you're not smart. The second thing is you're not a threat to the authorities that rule. They understand your mental prowess. They know that you would never desire to be where they are. You just want to be a member. So you're not a threat to their rule. Now when you start waking up and start understanding what they're really about, they got something for you too. It's called a foot. They kick you out. That's what they do. They kick you out once you start to understand what they're really about. But if they were really dealing with truth and understanding, they wouldn't kick you out. They would sit in front of the people and defend their faith as truth. They would sit before you and say, listen, we don't have nothing to hide. How can you tear down our religion? Bring it. We have the Bible. But no. They'll put you out and then tell the people their reason you're not there. Usually lying on you. So they target the minority. They target the poor. Because you can't bring this information to people with spiritual understanding. That people that really know the Bible, they can't come into your house with that mess. But like Jehovah's that. Who's Jehovah? The Most High said, I am that I am. As a matter of fact, there was no J's or V's. Who is Jehovah? Who are you talking about? And then you pull out a Mason book and show that this guy was a Mason, and then show that Masons worship Satan, hollering Jehovah in the Tetragrammaton. These guys will break out of your house and they will not, let me tell you, these people, they'll just leave. I'm sorry, well, I have to go, and they'll continue their mess next door without even questioning any truth that was brought to them. These are the people they want, that they need converted. People that don't question anything. People that don't have the mental prowess to understand anything. Read.
Pastor Charles Taze Russell, Jehovah's Witness founder, preached Judaism with a veneer of Christianity.
So that's what he was doing. He was preaching Judaism. Why? Because he was Jewish. That's what he was. And these Jewish people, like it says in the scriptures, they're serpents. So he's going to come another way through Christianity, even though he have a belief that's staunchly against Christ himself. Charles Taze Russell did not believe in Christ. He just preyed on those who do believe in Christ. The same thing as the whole society. These people that have established these religions really didn't believe in Christ. But they knew you would. And they wanted to shape your idea of how you perceive Christ. As a matter of fact, they trick you into following their god, Lucifer, or the serpent. I mean, I'm sitting there looking at, man, I can go on and on. We just got to make a video on this, man, because it have a list in this book of all the people that are under the Luciferian doctrine and think they're following God. It's every religion in the world. And if you're in any of these religions, you can become a Mason because you're really following Jabulon. Judaism, Islam, Taoist with the yin and yang, Hindu, Vestas, Upanishads, witchcraft, Christianity, Baha'i, Buddhists, Tripitaka, Mormons, Book of Mormon, Jewish, Baha'i. All these different religions, you can be a Mason if you believe in any of these religions, because you all really have the same God, Satan. And there's another thing. When it comes to our people who are Israelites, a lot of them are not really Israelites according to Christ. They're following Judaism. They don't believe in Christ. And you have them still calling on Yahweh, Jehovah, which is the same name that the Masons call on and drink blood and sacrifice kids to. It's the god of Moloch. The Most High name is I am that I am. Ahia, Ashar, Ahia is his name, and his son name is Yeshaya. We must stick to this, hold dear to this, and shout it at the rooftops. We must exalt the Most High's true name in the earth. And I'm still waiting for somebody to prove to me that the Most High's name is Yahweh or Jehovah. Prove it. When did he ever tell people his name was Jehovah? Tell me, when did he say his name was Yah? And don't go to Psalms, because we know that the Jewish people made an agreement with the Christians, and that the Christian they made a pact with was Jerome, to actually put the Tetragrammaton in the Bible, to put the name Yah there. So don't go there either. The Most High never called himself Yah. He says, I am that I am. Ahia, Ashar, Ahia is my name. Period. And we need to stick with this so we're not tricked into following Satan. Our people have been tricked long enough. Okay, we can open it for questions before we break down. Anything else you want to bring